Hey, yo, I just had to jump on here because I was fired up. Man, I was fired up talking to my mom, taking her to the store, and I know I'm looking rough. I'm getting cleaned up later tomorrow, but it's November anyways, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm fired up to the point where I'm actually speaking to my mom about faith and trying to explain it to her. And I know she knows what faith is, but a lot of people may not understand or grasp the knowledge of that faith. See, the faith is something that we understand that is going to come to pass, yet we may not be able to see it. Similar to a tree that you may drive past consistently. And in the fall, you know that the leaves have already fallen off. And considering that you drive past it, you don't think about it, but you know automatically next year, those leaves are going to return. Now, because those leaves are going to return, you have the faith that they are going to return. You don't even think about it. You just know it. So you're like, okay, these leaves are gonna return. I know it because I've seen it consistently over and over and over again. Well, that's how faith works. See, we don't care about, and I say we, meaning believers, we shouldn't care about what it doesn't look like. Because something doesn't look like something does not mean that it's not going to come to pass. Just like when Jesus said that he's going to return, it doesn't mean that he's not going to return, but we act in faith knowing that he's going to return. See, just like the leaves that produce every single year, we have faith that it's going to happen. But see, the thing is with that fig tree that Jesus cursed and the disciples saw him do in cursing that fig tree. See, the thing is that that's how faith works in certain people. See, that fig tree that bore no fruit is something similar to how the church wants to operate, those without faith. See, if you don't have the faith, you're going to be a tree that always produces the leaves from the works that you do, but the fruit is barren. See, you understand and operate showing that you have faith by moving despite the circumstances, but you operate with having the fruit within you. And you resemble that of Christ by operating not in your own strength, but allowing the Holy Spirit to speak through you, to act through you, to help others through you. So it's not to boast that you're doing all these things, but you have the faith understanding that though I can't see it, that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop me from operating like a kingdom. That doesn't stop me from operating like a man of God. That doesn't stop me from bearing fruit. I can have millions and millions of dollars. That doesn't make me any better than the man that is on the street corner that has more wisdom than any man that has ever walked this earth despite Jesus and probably Solomon, to be honest with you. But those are the two that we have in the record books. But still, yet angels could be walking around and yet we walk away from them because we don't even understand, because all that we see with our eyes in this world of so-called faith, we see a lot of trees, but we don't see a lot of fruit. Sort of like that man that had his eyes tapped, said that, man, I don't see. Jesus taps his eyes. Okay, I see, but everyone looks like trees. Notice that he didn't say that they look like apple trees. They look like orange trees. They look like fig trees. No, they look like trees that bear no fruit. So we have to stop walking around acting as if we are holier than thou, because faith without works is dead. We all understand that. So since we all understand that, then we should understand that we must be operating with some fruit. We have to be bearing that fruit, which means that we have the faith. Just because I may not have the job, just because I may not have the spouse, just because I may not have the clothes or the shoes or the house or the boat or the yacht or the frequent flyer miles, though I may not have all of that, that does not mean that I lack faith. No, I move as if I already have it in the bank. I move not on my strength, but on God's. I operate on God's time. I invest my time in His word. I invest my time in His presence. I stay on a bended knee. I stay getting up. I stay with a posture of humility. Humility. And this is rare, but I needed to jump on here because, man, I guess I felt the prompting and the unctioning that I needed to speak, man. And I don't even do this, but I needed to touch upon this walk of faith, because right now I'm in a season where I'm walking and I have to trust in God. I have to trust what God is saying. God is telling me to keep moving despite what it looks like, despite what people may think about you, despite what they may say about you, despite what it looks like. You still operate in faith, King. You still operate because you know what is invested inside of you. And that's a word for a lot of us. You don't move. We don't move as if we don't know that God can't take care of it. God has already taken care of it. It's already been done. Before the foundation of the earth, God had already set out the plan for our life. We just have to catch up to what God is doing. Matter of fact, we need to recognize that it's already done and get back to Him anyways and ask Him His will. That's how we find and understand what God is saying in the moment and how we figure out the will for His will for our lives. There is a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it. This faith is not for the faint at heart. There's a reason for that. It's because the deeper you go in faith, God is going to be giving you test where you may not even understand fully, but you still got to walk it out. You search for His voice, you get His voice. But yet at the same time, you like, man, I don't even hear Him right now. So how do I know? Because you got to get to a level where you trust God so much that you will move in an operation of faith, because you know that God is able and God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask, think, or imagine. All I have to do is stay to what God has told me and operate in faith. Faith is going to be sometimes not seen until it's realized. We don't move operating in what we see, because there's another realm. There's a spiritual realm that brings things into this world. It's already done in the spiritual sense. But we have to see the visual. We have to gain the visual once it's here on earth. It's tough to walk these things out, man. Especially when you're going through it. That's why it's so tough. It's because it gets you to a specific point when God just only wants you to rely on Him. And when you rely on the Father, only and you trust in him fully with your heart, man, there is nothing that you can't accomplish. There is nothing that will stop you. He is an unmovable force. Our Father, for those that believe, is an immovable force. He has never lost a battle. He is the light in the darkness. He is our stronghold. He is our fortress. He's our refuge. He's who we run to when things go bad. We don't run to anything else. No, our faith says that though this looks like it may not be happening, I'm still going to run to him because he knows better than anything and he gives me the peace that I need. So I confide in him. He sets me up high so I can see the enemies down low. That's the mentality. All right, I'm done. I was fired up. This might be a thing. I ain't turned the camera around in a minute. I was doing YouTube and all this other stuff, man, on Twitch. But it's been a minute. But now I feel the unction to actually turn the camera around and just get to going. Because we ain't got a lot of time, man. And we don't have a lot of time. It's like, what is an hour to God? Y'all be well.